Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry that I haven't made a video in almost 2 weeks. Very good reason why. We actually took our 2 younger children to Euro Disney in Paris. So we left on November 30th, which was the Thursday morning, and we came home on the Sunday evening, which was December 3rd. So we had 4 full days and 3 nights, and we stayed in the park, and it was magical because it was all decorated for Christmas, and it was freezing cold, absolutely freezing cold, and but the kids had a wonderful time, and just noticed I have a piece of receipt. The kids had a wonderful time, really enjoyed it, apart from the cold, but even that was lovely because, you know, you got to heat up with hot chocolates. So that's what delayed me making a video over that weekend. But when I came back then, suddenly obviously knew it was going to be December 3rd when we came home, that evening. Suddenly I had a lot to catch up on, in terms of Christmas and planning and shopping and all of that kind of thing. So that's really why I haven't, those 2 reasons, being away and the run up to Christmas. And that's actually what's inspired my video for today, because I wanted to talk about that very stressful, what can be a very stressful time of year, especially for moms. It's a wonderful time of the year, obviously, but it can be very stressful in terms of all the things we need to get done. So I thought I would talk today a little bit about how to stay kind of relaxed and stress-free over the run up to the Christmas, to Christmas itself. And I have a few things jotted down, so if you see me looking down, and I have my trusty glasses. Obviously, you know, Christmas is such a beautiful time of the year, and it's one of my favourites. It really, if it's not the favourite, it's one of my favourites. I just love the whole, looking forward to being able to put up the decorations and to put up the tree. And usually I have a tradition in my home, have had for countless years, that on December 1st we would, before kind of, it was okay to kind of put up your decorations, even sometimes early in November, or late in November, which I've never done. I always had what I called a 1st of December box, and in that box I would have, some Christmas decorations, not the tree or anything like that, just some Christmas decorations to put up, maybe some twinkle lights. I would take out the Christmas mugs, we'd have hot chocolate, we'd put on the Christmas CDs, and the children, when they were very young, would write their letters on the 1st of December. So that's a tradition that we've always had, and so I've always looked forward to doing that. But I think in recent years, Christmas seems to be getting earlier and earlier every year, and as soon as Halloween is over, there's everything Christmas in the shops, and I think sometimes you need a bit of breathing space in between the two. So I don't tend to put up decorations in November. I've seen some houses where the tree is up by the end of November. I just like to start things on December 1st. I do try and get some shopping done, and every year I say I'm going to have it all done by December 1st so that I can just relax and enjoy it. But that's this chocolate box image of what Christmas should be like, and it's very difficult to create the perfect Christmas, and it's very difficult to put those expectations on ourselves, because you're just making yourself stressed and worried and anxious, and that stops you enjoying the whole thing. So that's, it defeats the purpose. So to kind of stay focused on what really matters, that this is a special time to spend with your family, if you have children or grandchildren, brothers and sisters, meeting up with friends, just relaxing and enjoying that time. And if you've, with your family at home, if you've children, sitting down maybe in the evening and having hot chocolate and watching a Christmas movie, or reading Christmas stories to your children, or baking, or listening to music and dancing around the kitchen, which is what I often end up doing with my daughters, particularly if we're baking at Christmas time or preparing food. We put on the Christmas music really loud and dance around the kitchen, and it makes that whole process so much fun. So that is really important to remember, that it is a time to focus on what really matters, because that's what the season is about. You know, it's become very commercialized, I know that, but we can focus on what the real meaning of Christmas is to each and every one of us, and it might be different to each and every one of us, but I think in essence it's about being together, and it's about love and just being with family. I think it's important to remember that even though it is a Christmas season, the actual Christmas day is literally one day. And I say that in terms of grocery shopping, because sometimes we go a bit crazy. I know we do here in Ireland, we go a little bit crazy, and the supermarket checkout queues are ridiculously long, and it's like as if the shops are never going to open again, but they do. They do open again, and you'll generally find a supermarket open the day after Christmas. And in fact, even on Christmas morning, there's always little shops here and there that are open, that if you've forgotten cream or bread or whatever it is, that you'll be able to get those things. So it really is important to kind of remember that it's one day, so you don't have to buy everything in sight. You know, you can stock up on as many things as you want to, but really, in essence, it's one day, and you will get to the shops again. And I suppose that links in with another point, and is sort of planning. Making lists. Now, I'm a great person for making lists, and they're usually just on scraps of paper. They're not necessarily organised. I don't even put them on my phone, because I'm kind of traditional in that sense. I like to be able to tick things off and see that's what I've done, and then I throw the list away. Unless it's a list I need to keep, obviously. Say if it's a gift list or whatever. So as I say, I like to check off those things and say, yes, I have achieved something. But it is very useful to sit down and plan. So you know, maybe a list of Christmas cards you need to send, and maybe the dates they need to be posted by if they're going to other countries. Lists of gifts that you have to buy for people. Make a list of the food as you think of it. Sometimes we forget. You know, you think, oh yeah, I must get that for Christmas, for the Christmas dinner or whatever. But you forget because you haven't written it down, and you think, no, I will remember it because it's really obvious, and then it's the obvious thing you forget. So I know I've done it myself. I've forgotten to buy cranberry sauce. So I know I don't make my own cranberry sauce because I just find it very bitter. But if anybody has a nice recipe, maybe I will try it. So making lists is really important, and that kind of helps you to realise that, you know, the shops will open again, and I actually don't need to get this particular thing, or this can wait till a couple of days after Christmas, because there's that whole period between Christmas Day and New Year's, which is, oh, I love that time, because sort of everything's done. You know, there's no more worry. You can, you know, you're maybe visiting family, or family are visiting you, so you can relax and chill out. Or my favorite is to have, you know, pajama days. So you get up in the morning and you don't get dressed, and you watch TV and watch movies, you play games, and you drink your hot chocolate or mulled wine or mulled cider or whatever, or tea or coffee or whatever it is, and you just relax. And I think that's so important, to recharge our batteries, because as well, at that time of year, you know, it's really the dead of winter. We've had the shortest day of the year, so there's more darkness than light. And I think sometimes our bodies are tired and we're craving sunlight. So it's important to sort of recharge your batteries and to allow yourself a couple of days to just do nothing. And I think especially if you have small children and you're tired from being maybe up at night, believe me, I remember those days very, very well. It's just lovely to allow yourself to do that. And actually, where that came from in our house was one year, it was, my eldest daughter was 6.5, and my little boy at the time was just about to turn 3, because he has a Christmas birthday on the 27th. And we had been out, so it was just the 4 of us. Actually, I was pregnant with my 3rd baby, but we'd been out into town to see the lights and just to sort of soak up the atmosphere, and we'd gone for something to eat, and my little girl wasn't in very good form, and I was kind of worried about her. She really wasn't herself. So, and then I discovered her temperature was very high, so I gave her paracetamol, pediatric paracetamol, and it seemed to settle a little bit. So I said, come on, we'll, you know, have your bath and get into your jammies and so on. So when I was getting her ready for her bath, I noticed she was covered in spots, and she had chickenpox. Christmas Eve. So my parents were due to come to us the next day for dinner, and that had to all be cancelled because my mother was waiting to have a hip operation, I think, and it just wasn't going to work to have them in the house when there was chickenpox. So we had the quietest Christmas we ever had, and we had lots of days of, you know, staying in our jammies, watching Christmas movies, eating tons of chocolate, telling stories, playing games, and just relaxing. And it was lovely, in spite of the fact that she wasn't really unwell with it. She was itchy, and we had lots of, you know, bread soda baths and so on. But that's where that tradition came from in our house. We just really enjoyed being able to just stay in and not do anything. So I think that's really important, to allow yourself to do that. I think as well that another thing that ties in with that is that whole, I think it's Danish concept of, it's called hygge, but it's spelled Hygge, and I became very interested in it last year coming up to Christmas, and my children were calling it higgy. But it's actually called hygge, and I think it is a Danish concept, and it's all about embracing the season and you know, sort of being cozy and surrounding yourself with candlelight and fairy lights and warm drinks and soft blankets and cushions, and being with friends, enjoying meals with friends, and having things like casseroles and stews, and getting outside into the cold all bundled up to go for a walk and then come home and heat up again with your hot drinks. So I actually love that concept, because having read about it, I realised I've actually been doing that for years. I love twinkle lights. I remember my brother coming in calling into me one day when it was after Christmas, might have been the end of January or something, and I had left lights up around. We have a mirror in our hall that's I had left lights all around, and my brother said, now they were only small little twinkle lights, and my brother said, oh, you forgot to take down your lights. And I said, actually no, I'm leaving them up, I really like them. So I'd have lights around mirrors, I'd have lights around my stairs, I often have lights in my bedroom, down on my fireplace, top of my fireplace, always have lights in various places, little twinkle lights, because I just find they just create a lovely atmosphere. And candles as well, I absolutely love them. So that whole Danish concept of hygge really, really appeals to me, and particularly it's slightly harder to do it in the warmer months, but in autumn and winter it's just, it's lovely. I just love that whole idea of being cozy. I think as well, because it's usually mothers, or it's usually mothers who do the preparations and the shopping and everything to do with the run up to Christmas. They do a lot of it, so it's really important to look after yourself, because again, at this time of the year, because it's colder and it's darker and you're very busy and you might be stressed, to just take care of yourself in terms of, your immune system can sometimes drop a little bit at that time of the year, and we're more prone to picking up colds and coughs and things. So just to really be careful, and to look after mama, because if you don't look after yourself, then you can't look after everybody else. So it's okay to say, you know what, this evening I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to sit with the kids and watch a movie, or when they're gone to bed, I'm going to have a glass of wine with my husband, or a cup of tea, or hot chocolate, or whatever it is that helps you to relax, or to just take some completely personal time, read a book, cuddle up in a corner with a lovely soft blanket near the fire. I love lighting my stove, and cuddling up and cozying up in the evening time. So it's okay to do that kind of thing, and to not feel, oh, I should be doing whatever, because you know what, you'll find other things to do. When you've done that particular job, if you do it at that time, there'll still be something waiting for you. So it's okay to say, I'm actually going to take time for myself, and you'll probably feel the benefit of it then the next day, because you'll come back with renewed energy. And sort of pampering yourself, making yourself feel pretty, whether it's taking long baths or a nice long shower, putting on a hair mask, taking time on yourself, maybe a face mask, doing a mini facial at home, or doing a manicure at home, and just making yourself feel pretty, and that this is a lovely time of the year and that you should feel that too. Because if you look at children, they just embrace it, don't they? They just get so excited. They wear their Christmas hats and their Christmas jumpers, and you know, they're waiting for Santa Claus, and they're writing their letters, and it's all excitement, and that just is so beautiful. So rather than becoming so stressed, just say, you know what, it all does fall into place on the day, and you know, you're going to get everything done. You will. We always do, don't we? Generally, we get everything done. There might be one or two small things that you say, oh, I never did that. But in the main, the important things are done. And that's really what's important, isn't it? That you tick the right boxes and the important boxes. So there are just some tips and hints that these are things that I like to do at this time of the year to help me to sort of relax and chill out. I think the hot chocolate is the biggest one. We drink a lot of hot chocolate, so I'll always have in marshmallows and candy canes and cream and things like that. In spite of the fact that over the last couple of months I've been trying to eat healthily, the last couple of weeks with being away just didn't happen because, even though it was only a few days, but because we were so cold in Paris, there were lots of little sort of pop-up stands in Disneyland where you could get hot chocolate, and I'm not talking about like a Starbucks hot chocolate. I'm talking about a little paper cup, maybe this size, and it just has pure hot chocolate in. They just pour it out. There's nothing, it's not frothy or anything, it's just pure hot chocolate, and you hold it and you warm up. So I drank a lot of hot chocolate while we were away, and I allowed myself to do that even though I knew, you know, this is probably not going to help fitness or weight wise, but you know, when am I going to get to do that again? So, and I didn't film while we were there, obviously, because my children were with us. So I just didn't feel it was appropriate. But I might have some pictures that my eldest daughter has told me she's going to show me how to insert pictures in my videos. So if she can do that, it would be absolutely brilliant, because I do have photographs that I'd like to show, just general ones that my children are not in. So yeah, so if you've any tips for relaxing and making the most of this time of year, I'd love to hear them, because I really think, you know, the season, we have such a build up to it, and then suddenly it's gone, and we're packing the decorations away and sweeping away the, you know, the tinsel and the glitter, and I often think, oh gosh, I wish I had made even more of it than I did. So if you have any tips or hints, I'd love to hear them. So as I say, I'm really sorry. I will get to my comments hopefully today, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed, maybe you would like to hit that subscribe button and stick around. I'd love to have you as part of the community. It's just a great community, and I really appreciate you taking some time to spend with me today, because I know how busy everybody is at this time of year. And I'm probably going, if you see me wearing the same thing again in another video, I'm probably going to film a couple of videos today so that I have a few to put up. And now that everything is set up, it's just as quick to do that. So I hope you're having a wonderful run up to Christmas, and I can't believe that already it's the 11th of December. It's just going so quickly. So enjoy it, make the most of it, spend time with the people who matter, spend time with your family and friends, and enjoy the simple things in life. And I will talk to you very soon in the next video. Take care, have a great day. Bye bye.